Yeah, that's right. Calvin Pate from the DMV. Mr. Fingers. This week in UGA football. Get ready, baby. Let's go.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls. Hope everybody is doing well. Happy pre-Thanksgiving Monday. Happy Thanksgiving week. You know what that means. Lots of turkey, lots of Hallmark movies, Christmas lights, Christmas cards, Black Friday, food, relatives, and, of course, football. And that's what we're here to talk with you guys today. I am coming to you live from the 405 in the Zagnif Central where the wind comes whipping down the plane, and I think it went over that way. And it felt it right across the top right there. It almost blew the shine off the top of my head for a minute. I was like, oh, okay, go ahead with your bad self. I am Mr. Fingers coming to you live from the 405. And that guy right there, he is a brother from another, the sexy Mother Hubbard, the ace of base in the place, in your face. I am very happy to be here. Colin P from the DMV, what's going on with you, baby?
Oh, I'm chilling, man. You forget one important thing on Thanksgiving, a great nap after a great meal. Hopefully you wake up to watch some football, but I look forward to the nap after the good meal, man.
Man, it's hard for me. It's hard for me. Well, since I haven't been in the last few years around family, it's not as hard. But, man, look, when I'm around my family, they ain't going to let you go to sleep. There's either spades to play, or we got to run to the store real quick. You know, got to get a little something to sip on, something. You know.
Yeah. Or throw them bones like we did. My family did that last year. We did that.
It was always spades or Uno.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it was spades at one table and Uno at the other table.
Something going on. That's at least you're available to hang out with family. That's what it's all about, bro. Be thankful and hang out with family.
100%. That is what it is all about. I don't know what the kids are doing this year. I'm hoping they're coming by the house. So we'll see. I'll put it out there. Hadn't heard anything back, but it's Monday. So I'll probably pick them tonight and be like, yo, what's good? I mean, if they're not coming by, then me and Mama just go get us a McDonald's and watch football and go to sleep.
There you go. Yeah. Brady's got his mom's got him this we do the little alternating thing. So she's got him for Thanksgiving. I got him for Christmas this year. So he will be with her. So I'm still with my parents. They're coming up, and then my mom's sister lives up here with my cousin Kai Johns. You heard me talk about him a little bit. But they're up here. So we got a little bit of family around here. So we got a little bit going on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, dude, how about this weekend? Like crazy football.
Hey, Jay. Just jump right into it. No segues, no nothing. All right, then. Hey, you know what? If you froggy, I'm jumping. Let's go. Let's get into it. Well, first of all, we gotta send a shout out to the Dawgs. We're gonna talk about them. Of course, we will talk about them. We'll talk about them in just a minute, but let's just go over, since Colin is jumping right into it, let's get into around the SEC, shall we? No surprises. Number three Texas welcomes Kentucky. The inevitable happens. Kentucky gets run. Kentucky.
Well, the beginning of the game, though, man. It kind of looks like Kentucky had a chance till they didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Until they didn't. You forget, sir. Texas scored 24 points in the first half, while Kentucky scored just a mere 7. Big story coming out of that game, though, was the benching of Brock Vandagriff.
Yeah, former dog.
Benched for Cutter Bowley, who and Stoops has made the decision. The announcement was made today. Vandagriff's not starting this Saturday either. That you know what that means? They've already moved on. Thank you very much for your service. Appreciate you stopping by. Your Uber's on the way. We're going to see what this kid can do because we're going to start getting him ready for next season, which means now Vandergrift's what? Is he a redshirt junior? Is that what he is?
Uh, Something like that. Yeah, but I mean, remember we talked earlier this season about did he make a bad decision going to Kentucky, and then we discussed about him getting snaps and getting time, playing time. But I don't know whether that helped his cause at all. But
No, not at all, dude. Not where he is. I mean, he showed flashes of brilliance at the beginning of the season. He showed flashes. The kid, I was excited to watch him play because I wanted to see what he would look like, starting and playing an entire game because that was something we never got to see.
right,
But
and he was ahead of Gunner, wasn't he? On the depth chart, he was ahead of Gunner, or was he?
he was the number two. It was Carson, and then it's Carson, and then Brock, and then Gunner. Well, we got to see Gunner play last night. Gunner went 4 for 5 or something. Not last night, on Saturday. Gunner went 3 for 4 for 45 yards. We did get to see a little bit of him. That was a bright spot in the game. I hadn't really got to see him do anything yet, except in the spring game. But I mean, dude, that was of all the places you could have gone, Kentucky probably wasn't the place for you.
Right. Yeah, I do believe we voiced our concerns earlier this season, and I was surprised that he went to Kentucky. But I mean,
well, no, actually, no. Before the season started, no. And I tell you why. That was didn't our boy Levis came from there, right?
Did he? No, I thought I can't remember, man. My brain's gone. I thought Levis came from somewhere else, like maybe maybe you're right. Check it out. Hold on.
Yeah, I believe he came from. Yes, he did play for Kentucky. He was at Penn State and then he was at Kentucky. I knew I was talking about it. You got me over here thinking I'm crazy. And I done got to the point. I done got to the point where I might know what I'm talking about. But if you challenge me hard enough, I might be like, "Is my middle age kicking in right now? What's going on?" But yeah, I mean, they weren't top tier, but they had a program that was good enough to win anywhere between 6 to 8 games a season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
and
got you.
A coach like Mark Stoops, I thought that would have been a great place for him to go and develop and at least, show the world what he can do. It now. He's at a point. This is his third school.
Yeah.
No. This is not his third school. I'm looking at Will Levis, who started at Penn State and then finished up at Kentucky. But I mean, he spent most of his time riding the pine, and now he's gotten a chance to start, and it has not been pretty. And that's not going to be a good look. He could potentially be, for a kid who basically could have had the keys to the Mercedes at the end of this season in Athens. He is now potentially looking at being an undrafted free agent.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But yeah, they boy, I mean, the SEC is kind of a shell. Like it's crazy looking at the SEC, like the record of the SEC. But we'll talk about that later on. But I was just saying that how many losses like some of the teams have that don't normally have that many losses.
Well, come on, man. You know that's all about doing away with the divisions, and
absolutely.
I agree. The SEC loves to be the dominant program. Honestly, to me, it shows me just how good a program the SEC is. The SEC football is as a whole. Yes, there are outliers, teams that traditionally aren't that great, but it just goes to show you how much what we've been telling people about how much they beat up on each other. We talked about it last week. Take defenses away, they beat the crap out of each other. But you also know the blue blood programs of the SEC don't like having 2 and 3 losses a year. And if they have any say in it, the ones that bring in the money, the cash cows, we may see the divisions come back.
You think so?
I think so. My understanding is it's only this whole 12 team playoff thing was only a 2-year deal.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Maybe I'm working on that. Okay.
I mean, they may still have a playoff, but I think the divisions are going to come back at some point. I do,
I actually like it. I like it. I like it because I mean it shows the like you said before, the bottom tier teams, any given Saturday. I mean, look at Alabama. Like who beat Alabama? I mean, obviously Alabama's not the Alabama of old, not the same as Alabama, but still
Well,
Alabama.
neither is the Oklahoma. Neither is this year's Oklahoma that beat this year's Alabama.
Well, yeah, no doubt.
I
I
mean,
mean,
Oklahoma.
and they beat them well. they just they
Well,
did.
okay, but did they? I'm gonna listen. Did they though? Seriously, I mean, they did. The score definitely indicates that. But
That's what I'm looking at.
what they ran the ball. We know Jackson Arnold has a problem throwing the ball. So much so that this guy. Okay, here's what happened. Alabama. I don't know whether they flew or they took buses. They left Tuscaloosa. They came all the way up here to about 40 miles south of my house to score a field goal and then get beat by a quarterback who has been benched at least 3 times this season.
Well, I'll tell you why they lost. 3 interceptions by Milroe. He don't do that. He got 154 yards and 3 interceptions. No touchdown.
Well, yeah, if you turn the ball, rarely look, everybody can't throw 3 interceptions and still win the game.
I made the difference.
Did you see what I did there?
Yeah, I made the difference.
Well, that's why I said everybody. Yeah. Hey, look, for those of you that missed that, that's a joke about our team. So just making sure everybody's able to keep along with the flow of things that are going on there. But yeah, that was a bad look, bro. I mean,
That was bad.
seriously, they scored a field goal. 60 minutes of football in Alabama, the Alabama Crimson Tide, the Alabama Crimson Tide, the Alabama Crimson Tide,
the standard,
a team that has been the gold standard in all of college football for the better part of the last 15, 16 years, could not score a touchdown. I don't think I've seen that happen.
No, me either. Like I said, though, I mean, it's not.
I mean, I know they had periods when they were bad, but I don't think I've ever seen Alabama not score a single touchdown.
Right? Yeah, that happened. When did that? They said the last time that happened. When was that? That was like 2011. I think is when the last time that happened.
Nah, I think the last time that happened. The popular dance in the country was the Charleston, if I'm not mistaken. People were still going to speakeasies after hours. Women were wearing flapper skirts. And they were saying things like 23 skidoo, and what do you know, Joe? And people talk like, yeah, Shane. Yeah,
hey.
Shane.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, like you can't do that. And I think they scored on everyone, if not 2 of 3 of those turnovers. I think they scored on 2 or 3 of them.
Oh yeah, I saw the pick six, dude. It got to the point where I was watching. I was like, this game is crazy. Oh my God, they're about to win. I woke up and I was like, oh my God, they're about to win. I didn't see it. Yeah, Saturdays. Those of you that know me from the days when I used to party and be the wild man and be the center of the show until 2:00 in the morning. Those days are gone. Your boy is zonked. I sat out in the chair and just like, what happened? So wiping my mouth.
That's just, man.
Yeah,
but does that knock them out of the? Well, I guess it does. It knocks them out
right now. It does. I mean, like all hell and purgatory would have to break loose over the weekend. Actually, no. I take that back. The SEC has confirmed that Georgia is in, regardless of what happens next week.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of would figure they would try come hell or high water to get Alabama somehow in there.
Oh well, I mean, who makes all the money? Who brings the biggest ratings?
I mean, yeah, I'm saying. I mean, it has happened before. I mean,
Bama brings. Yeah, but it happened. Happened in the national championship.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about that with somebody. I said, yeah, it's happened. But they talked about, yeah, it's happened before. Wouldn't surprise me if I saw it happen again. 2017, Auburn beat Alabama during the regular season. Auburn played in the SEC championship. Auburn lost, and I think that was the only loss that they had that season. No, they had another loss that season, but it wasn't to Bama. They had 2 losses all season. They were a 2-loss team that made it to the Southeastern Conference Championship and lost. And when they announced the Final Four, it was Bama
Right.
and not Auburn.
Yeah.
And Bama had lost to Auburn.
Yeah.
So
that's all I'm saying. I mean, outside looking in, I'm with you.
Yeah.
It could potentially, but I don't know. But I'm glad to hear that we're in regardless after playing, or after we, before we played Tech. I mean, I hadn't heard that, but that's all. That's good news. Good news.
Tennessee handled business against UTEP. Is it crazy? Is it odd that it was been such a crazy season this year that I would not have been surprised? I would not have batted an eye if I found out that UTEP beat Tennessee. Nothing against Tennessee. That's just been because Tennessee is a good team. They only have 2 losses.
Right.
They only have 2 losses. It's just the craziness that is the craziness that has been the craziness that has been this season in the SEC. That wouldn't have shocked me.
No,
Just
I mean, well, go ahead.
I mean, some of the things I saw this weekend didn't shock me.
No.
Mississippi State. If Mississippi State had beaten Missouri, I would not have been so. Well, actually, I would have, because Mississippi State has been the one team that just can't find the gumption.
They can't find it. You're right. You can't find it.
I mean, dude, South Carolina is 8-3 this season. Last time I think they were 8-3. Ball coach was down there.
Yep, that's absolutely right. I know our boy Will's ecstatic.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. And then let's see who else we got here. We talked about Texas, Kentucky. We talked about that one. And then the Gators all of a sudden finally found the Nas switch. They are rattling off wins pretty good there. They're now bowl eligible with a 24-17 win over Ole Miss.
I think Lagway's gonna be a problem next year. Provided Florida keeps doing what they're doing.
Yeah. But Lane Kiffin did that to himself. He had the opportunity to kick the field goal and he didn't.
Yeah.
He had a couple opportunities to kick field goals and he didn't.
Yeah, and it's interesting after all this happened, or not after, before all this happened, he was talking about not wanting to play play in the SEC championship. He's talked to several people that they would rather not play in the SEC championship and just get in the playoffs. And then it looks like they get kicked out. They're out of the playoffs anyway.
Well, yeah, he's going to get his wish, because now not only are you not playing in the SEC championship, you may well be eliminated from complete contention for the 12-team playoff. And I mean, the expression on their faces showed it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that game was crazy. I mean, Jackson Dart, 323 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Lagway didn't do a whole lot, but it looks like they let it run all over. Yeah, he definitely did enough. 182 touchdowns and a pick. But
how crazy? Like, again, the question: how crazy has this season been? Where there are 2 or 3 teams that were all but out of it, or at the beginning of the season, we said, yeah, we already have an idea who's not going to even get a postseason bowl game. Mm-hmm. And then now look at what we got.
Yeah,
we got Vanderbilt at 6-5 is bowl eligible. We got Arkansas at 6-5, who is bowl eligible. We knew Missouri was going to get a bowl game. We knew LSU was going to get a bowl game, or at least that was what we thought at the beginning of the season. Auburn has the potential, as bad as they have been, they have the potential, if they beat Bama this Saturday, to get a bowl game. Let's see, where else are we? Who else? Florida, who has been putrid, is now bowl eligible and will probably get a bowl game. And Oklahoma, who came into the SEC and got the awakening of a lifetime, is now bowl eligible. That's crazy. Yeah. And that has come at the expense of postseason. That has come at the expense of postseason trips for Alabama, Ole Miss, and potentially Tennessee.
Yeah,
maybe Texas A&M as well.
Well, I mean, look at what you're talking about, Auburn. Look at Auburn beating Texas A&M. I didn't have that one. I mean, that's crazy.
Nah, not at all.
4 overtimes. That game was crazy.
That wasn't even on my radar. I think I was good and wide awake by the time that came around. I did watch that. I don't know Was there a night game or was that it? I think that was the last game of before they went to the West Coast games. I can't. After I get up, go to the gym, and then sit in front of the TV for 10, 11 hours, I can't. I don't care who's playing. I mean, I might even set that if Georgia was playing that late out on the West Coast, I'd set the DVR and just watch the game on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's too late for me. If they were playing that late, that's too late for me to get all upset and then throwing things and stuff. That's still too late. I have to go sleep.
Right.
I'm out of
Right.
energy. And let's
Right.
talk about us though. Let's talk about us. I mean, like, yeah, I didn't have
We'll get
Okay.
there. We'll get there. Did I get everybody? Vanderbilt. While the win streak has run cold, they're still bowl eligible, and next week they take on the Volunteers. Let's see who else we got. And then you got Mississippi State because it's rivalry week. You got Mississippi State taking on Ole Miss. South Carolina taking on Clemson. The Iron Bowl, which is going to prove even more interesting because that could even be another loss for Alabama. I mean, dude, it's crazy. The season that we've been having 2 weeks ago. What did we say right here on this show? Are we going to beat Tennessee and could we potentially lose to Tech?
Yeah, and then look at Florida
now,
beating Ole Miss after they did what they did to us, and then Florida beating Ole Miss. I mean, like, yeah, it's nuts.
It's nuts. It's been absolutely nuts. But that's kind of a quick go around right now, as you know. Probably comes down to the winner of if Texas wins and Texas is in. That much has been determined. If Texas does not win, that opens up some doors for some other people to get in because A&M is already a 3-loss team. So then they start looking at the 2-loss teams. That means mathematically Tennessee would more than likely wind up taking that spot in the SEC championship in place of A&M. But then again, Texas would only be a 2-loss team. So there's still that to figure out. Components in common and strength of schedule and all of that stuff. So having said all of that, let's go ahead and go to the game that y'all came for. Even though, we weren't playing a marquee opponent, we did thump UMass. Now, I expected it. They lost their coach, like I said at the beginning of the week. It's a smaller program.
Right.
These guys get up and train and go to practice just like everyone else does. But you're talking almost apples and oranges, and yet UMass hung tight for a while. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't expect to. I mean, my first thought was like, oh, we're back to giving people letting people score first again. Just giving them, letting them go in there. But they marched right down the field. I mean, they went down the first score. They went straight on down, and then we tied it up, and then they went down and scored again. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, Kirby said that he didn't think that we were ready to play. I mean, he made that kind of comment, but I knew we were going to. I mean, it's UMass, and I feel for them, man. I mean, the coach even. I mean, they fired the coach before this game, and it just that's. I mean, maybe they played for the coach for the first couple of series, and then the inevitable was going to happen. I knew we were going to come back, but we scored 21 points in the second quarter, and like you had said before, Gunner came in. He was 3 for 4, 45 yards. But Beck, he was another story. 297 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, using his tight ends. Everybody was getting involved. My boy Cash Jones was getting in the mix. He was, he was actually dumping it up to him quite a few times. I was happy to see. And Delp was used, and Frazier had 136 yards, 3 TDs. You look at Arian Smith had over 100 yards, touchdown. So, I mean, it looks like it was a good game for everybody to get kind of their handles, if they could, just so to catch the ball, the stone hands, as you call it, soften up a little bit.
Ronnie hands of Stone Garvin, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, like it is UMass, but I mean, like it was a good game for us to kind of, I guess, spread the ball around. People, kind of have fun, after the good win we had last week in Tennessee. But
so some good momentum has been built. You think?
Yeah, I just hope that they don't overlook Tech next week. That's the only thing. I'm kind of concerned about that. I don't think they will, but I mean, you know how we do. We got a potential.
Yeah, but here's the kicker. Now you clinched. You clinched the SEC championship. You're clinched. You lose. It's not a conference loss. But the
Right.
thing is, I don't know. I don't see him losing that game. I just don't.
No, I'm not saying that. I don't see them doing it either. I don't want them to get complacent in that kind of stuff. You know how we tend to sometimes do. Which hopefully we turn the corner with the Tennessee game. You know what I mean? Hopefully, but I mean, you can agree with me that look at even playing UMass. Look at Carson. Look at his demeanor. Look at his. He was even getting excited for this game.
He's a new dude.
He's a new guy, dude. Right? And I'm all for it, bro. I mean, that's what we're gonna need. You know, we've needed that long earlier this season. You know, we wouldn't have had those 2 losses had he been. I mean, my opinion.
Playing some uninspired ball. Oh man. Our buddy old Uncle Lou had a field day. And I'm not gonna throw any of his quotes out because I know we watch him a lot and I have a tendency to reference his material. But you get a chance, go check him out, the Uncle Lou on YouTube. Shouts out to our guy who's been at this thing for 10 years. Dude, you see the clip I sent you?
I did, dude.
One of his OG clips. Doesn't that blow your mind?
He was grabbing about DirecTV. That was hilarious. Uncle Lou's got DirecTV, but they don't offer the SEC. He was upset.
So Uncle Lou is not happy. Love that guy. Just, now, disclaimer, if you are easily set off by things, probably not the channel for you, because he's definitely one to call a spade, so to speak. Just saying. But yeah. So you got the juggernauts in the West, in Alabama and LSU, who are not going to be making the CFP or the SEC championship.
Right.
And meanwhile, Georgia, yet again, 4th trip in 4 years. Go Dogs, absolutely. Before we get any further into it, though, let's take a look around the horn. Some other games that had some plays crucial parts in rankings and conference championships. Indiana and Ohio State square up. Went about the way we thought it would. I thought it would actually be a little bit closer, but nah. Indiana drew first blood, and then it was just a total butt whooping after that. Ohio State 38-15. Penn State at Minnesota in a nail biter.
Wow.
Now, literally the last second, Penn State squeaks by Minnesota 26-25. Notre Dame Army went exactly like we expected. Join the conference.
Shout out, Eric.
Yeah. So what now?
I said, shout out Eric, our boy Eric E-Rock.
Yeah, shout out to our boy E-Rock. Miami handled Wake Forest, although for a minute it looked like that was going to stay close. The only thing close about it was the fact that the line of scrimmage, the only thing close about it was the fact that they just line up about a yard away from each other on the line of scrimmage. Miami handles business 42-14. We've already went through the SEC scores. Boise State, Wyoming, a close one. Boise State 17-13 over Wyoming. Boise State more than likely making their way to the conference final. Our boy Ashton Genty, 169 yards on 19 carries and a touchdown. I don't have the tracker pulled up, so I don't know where that leaves him behind Barry. He's only got one regular season game left, but I wonder if the playoff games count as well. I'm not sure. Arizona State knocks off number 14 BYU 28-23. Scatterboo had a great game, 28 carries, 147 yards and 3 touchdowns. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, Clemson handles business. Clemson, there's a possibility they might be able to still get in the ACC championship, but they've got the 2 losses. We'll come back to the other game there in a second. Number 25, Illinois easily handles Rutgers. We talked about Missouri and Mississippi State. Utah falls to number 22, Iowa State, 31-28.
Are you?
Yeah, yeah. What, I'm sorry. You said you did. I hear you say what I think I thought that maybe I thought that you said that I thought that he said that I said when you said it, and of course I don't see it. There it is.
Did you say Utes?
Yeah, 2 Utes.
What is a Ute?
There's our guy there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. We've been through all of those. SMU more than likely making their way to the ACC championship with 33-7 routing of the Virginia Cavaliers. Cavaliers still have a shot to get bowl eligible this weekend. I believe it is rivalry weekend, which means they'd be playing Virginia Tech. That win would make them 6-6 and bowl eligible. That's all the news from around the rest of the top 25. Did I cover them all? Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to leave you out, UNLV. UNLV win over San Jose State, beating San Jose State at home 27-16. That brings UNLV to 9-2 and 5-1 in the Mountain West. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad for UNLV, school that was basically been known for being a basketball school due to a certain bald towel chewing coach of theirs. But yeah, so Georgia's taking on Georgia Tech next week. We know they got that really mobile quarterback. They got a very mobile quarterback in Haynes King. I'm sorry. I'm just a little. It's been a long day, and I apologize. I'm a little out of breath, y'all. I'm just. Phew. Plus that I ate. I had to scarf down some food before this show came on, so that's where I am right now. My food is sitting right there.
Yeah, buddy. Let me let you take your breath. But what you got? Haynes. Yeah, he's what? He's got 138 carries for 717 yards, 9 touchdowns. I don't know. We'll see. And also, we need to mention that it's in the it's at Mercedes, and it's on Friday. So the game's on Friday, and it's at Mercedes.
Friday night in Atlanta on Thanksgiving weekend. Oh, so we're not even playing at home?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Now. I might be wrong because I thought it was already. I thought it was scheduled at. I thought it was a home. All right, now it's a home. So they had Sanford Stadium.
It's a 6:30 Central in Sanford Stadium. I was going to say I thought there was a home game this year for us.
Well, somebody told me. Well, maybe I'm not saying not saying the right thing, but I could have swore they changed it to Good Friday. But anyway, maybe it changed again. Don't know. And I think maybe it was another year, maybe it's next year or something. I'm not sure, but I did see that information somewhere. But it does say Friday at Sanford Stadium, 4:30. So, and the line on the game is what is it? We're getting 19.5, and the over under is 15. Oh, sorry, 53 and 53.5.
Oh, so, that's a very nice. That's a very nice. Haynes King also having a pretty doggone good year. Not quite as prolific as Carson Beck, but he's got 1,607 yards on the season. Now, he hasn't done a whole lot of TDs, but his TD to interception ratio is definitely better. 9 touchdowns, so 1 interception. And I think he did have some time when he was out hurt. So there's about 2-3 games he didn't get to play. He probably would have put up a few more yards there. But he's definitely a big threat. Their running back, their chief running back, Haynes, he's got 717 yards on the season carrying, and that is very, very respectable. Listen, I want you all to understand when I say things as in for a running back or a quarterback or a insert position player here from certain school, we are used to seeing these schools not be prolific. We are used to seeing schools not have an above 500 record. We are used to, like Georgia Tech is one of the schools that Georgia would regularly manhandle every season. And I do believe we hold the series advantage. I mean, they do get a pop every now and again. They do get a pop every now and again. I mean, when Megatron was playing there, it was Calvin Bell to Megatron, Calvin Bell to Megatron, Calvin Bell to Megatron. And that was a heck of a show to watch. But so not a bad season at all for a running back from Georgia Tech. Then they got their leading receiver, Mr. Singleton, with 668 yards, a couple of touchdowns. A lot of that is a lot of the running is on the back of Haynes King. So if they can figure out a way to bottle up Haynes King because their receivers have not, I mean, how can you be? You know what? I'm not even going to say that. They do practice on a regular basis. What I'm saying is, for a team that puts a lot more emphasis on the run and puts a lot of that on the quarterback, your receivers are not going to see as much action. So if they can bottle him up, then they have a good chance at a very, very good chance at winning this game. Right now, the prediction, the ESPN predictor has an 89.98% chance of winning right now.
Yeah,
so,
we long story short, but bottom, period. Our defense needs to get to the line. Our defense needs to play like they've been playing, and our secondary needs to be playing like they've been playing because they've been playing lights out. They're throwing their bodies, and they've been ball hawks. And we got to see that, going forward if we want to. I would like to run. I'd like to win the SEC championship and get to the playoff and hopefully get another one. But I mean, I'd like to get that SEC championship. But there's a chance we play Texas again. I mean, what's your thoughts on rematch with Texas? You think it's going to be kind of the same kind of scenario, kind of the same game? Or it's going to be different. I think it might be a little different.
I think it will be a little different. It also depends on whether or not they have old Deputy Quinn Ewers out there. He seems to have injured himself again, so he may be questionable. I think they're going to try. Of course, being Texas, they're probably going to try and trot him out, but they may tap Arch to start the game. So we shall see.
I'm going to see how he is. He looked like he's looking at deer in headlights last time we played him, but he did move the ball a little bit.
Yeah, he did. He did. And you got to be careful. Again, he's. I didn't know. You know what they say happens when you assume. I just made the assumption that he had the same level of agility as his two famous uncles. And then the first time I saw him run out of the pocket, I was like, "What the hell? He just run? Oh boy!" But I think the Dogs have gotten a little bit of bulletin board material, honestly, because I was reading somewhere. I was doing a little reading up, see what's going on. But this is back in June. The head coach, they were interviewing the head coach Brent Key, speaking to some alumni, about things that just things in general. And somebody brought up Georgia football, and he said, "quote There's nothing I hate more in the world. It's probably the only thing I actually hate." And that's been starting to resurface again. So I guarantee you, Kirby's got that thing posted up in every locker room. It's posted on the blocking dummies. It's posted on the tackling dummies. It's posted on the scout team's jerseys.
Yeah,
they're going to come out. One thing I will say is the Dogs are very good at responding to a challenge. Remember, was it Mississippi State that said we played old man ball, or was it Ole Miss?
I think it was Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss said that.
Yes, and Georgia plays old man ball, and then they got beat. They got beat like a bunch of. I mean, not that we're encouraging violence against our senior citizens, but they got beat like a bunch of old men. Is what happened.
Be like a drone.
You talking about old man, and one thing you forgot about old men, they might be old, but they still grown. So come on, take this grown man beating.
And then grown folk. I'm saying. Yeah. At a grown folk table.
Told you about playing in grown folk business.
Right.
But going before you get got on, partner.
You youngins need to quit talking to them grown folk. But
better get right or get left, partner.
you're gonna be leaving with 3 shoes. 2 on your feet and 1 somewhere else. I love that movie.
Why you gotta do that to me on a Monday, bro? Why?
Come on, man. We got to throw that one liner back and forth. The quote, the movie quotes. We'd be here all day.
Yeah, we would. We definitely would. So, what you got for this game on Saturday? What's your prediction?
My prediction. It's clean old fashioned hate. We in Sanford, so I'm saying we're gonna run them up. We're gonna run them probably 38 38 set, no, 38, hold on, 38 14. 38 14.
38-14.
Yeah.
That seems pretty reasonable. Here's the one thing that I am concerned about, however, that we did not talk about. UMass, despite being UMass and despite having lost their head coach earlier in the week, one thing that they did very well was they kept the ball on the ground and they were able to amass 226 yards of rushing yards against
Yeah.
us. And that for me is a big concern. I think they did a good job of ball hawking against the pass. But that rushing, that was a scary point for me. And like I said, Haynes King is a mobile quarterback. You've seen him do his thing.
Yeah.
He's very good at that. It's just the defense is really going to have to get in there and get after him and make him uncomfortable in the pocket. And I know it sounds like I'm oversimplifying things, but if you make Haynes King uncomfortable in the pocket, I think you've got the game won.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds simple because it's easier said than done, but that is a way to kind of settle down a prolific quarterback or a guy that a good quarterback that can pick you apart, pretty easily. But what I was noticing, man, look at the UMass game. Look at our running backs that played. So we had Frazier, which was the running back one, right? So he was our main guy. He had 136 yards, 3 touchdowns. Chauncey Bowens, he was in, and then Dwight Phillips. He's making a name for himself. And then you got Wade Penn. I haven't heard of him. But Cash only had one rush for 6 yards, but he was involved in the screens and stuff.
And he got himself a receiving touchdown.
Yeah, and then like I said, he had 4 receptions for 27 yards, and a touchdown, Cash, But the running backs that we got, like I know Frazier, I know I have heard of Bowens, I know who Phillips is, but as far as like Penn, it looks like we had, is ETN? Have you heard anything about ETN? I haven't.
I have heard nothing more on ETN, and I have not done any checking to see if there's been upgrades in his status.
Yeah,
I would imagine if I know Kirby like I know Kirby, I would imagine ATN remains injured for the Tech game and then winds up popping up when it comes time for the conference championship.
And then obviously the Robinsons are still out, right?
Yeah, I think honestly, man, I'm gonna call it. I think the Robinson era is done at Georgia. This is his third season. He was supposed to start 2 seasons ago and he was hurt. He was supposed to start last season and he got hurt. And this season, he managed to come in and play long enough to score a couple of touchdowns and then really got hurt. They got hurt again. And it's not that I didn't think he was hurt before. I feel for the kid because you can tell when he's out there, when he scores, he really wants to play. But he is just not he's just not durable.
Seems like he's got some nagging stuff going on, like nagging injuries or maybe something. I don't know what he had, like turf toe one time, and then he had something else. I don't know what his injury is now.
Yeah, I haven't even bothered to check the injury report. But I mean, we've done fine without him, so he'll be okay.
Yeah, that's true. And how about
but wait a minute, you missed something. How about he spread the ball around to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 different receivers on Saturday?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Arian Smith, good Lord, he finally learned how to catch a football. Couldn't have come at a better time. And he led all receivers with 110 yards, and he only had 3 receptions.
Yep.
So that tells you that Carson Beck is throwing the deep ball.
Yep. And let's get back to defense. Nitro Tuggle. We hadn't heard that name in a while. He showed his behind a little bit. He was in the mix for making some tackles.
Oh yeah, 100%. It was a great game it was a great game from top to bottom. Michael Williams, Malachi Stark was out there. What's our guy named Jalen?
Jalen Carter. One of Jalen Carter.
I don't see his name on the stat sheet.
I don't either. I don't know. Did he play?
Yeah, he played. I thought he made a couple of plays. I guess he didn't. I guess he just blocked up passages for other people to make plays. But I don't see him on the stat sheet, and it's hard for me to believe he played the entire 4 quarters of football and got not one tackle, not even a touch.
No kidding. I'm looking for that too.
But yeah, our guy Dan Jackson out there doing the doggone thing. It was good to see him back.
And Smell Junior.
Yeah. So overall, great, an absolute great performance by the Dawgs overall. And I just, man, look, I know it was UMass, but this is what we've been saying all season. This whole Jekyll Hyde thing just drove me crazy. They played an incredible game against Clemson. Yeah, they didn't blow them out, but they played an incredible game against Clemson. They sleptwalked through two of the quote unquote cupcake games.
Mm-hmm.
Then, just they hit Bama and fell completely apart. Then they come back and dismantle Texas. And it's just like, well, what in the heck? And then they dismantle Texas. They run Florida out of the stadium, and then they just roll over and play dead against Ole Miss. Like, what are these guys doing?
Yeah, and they come back and
they come back around. They come back around, embarrass Tennessee, and then they do what they did against UMass, which is what they were supposed to do in the first place. But still, so
yeah, like I said, there's gonna be people saying, "Well, you let UMass hang 21." I'm like, well, I mean, come on.
But I told people all day, and you saw it. It's a controlled. I call it. This is the term I call it. I call it a controlled burn. So basically, what you do is you come out, you play well enough. You play well enough to keep them from scoring or keep them from putting up a bunch of points. You never let the game get out of hand. You stay in control. You let them think they're in control. And you just very slowly wear them out and overpower them. And the next thing you know, you got a 1-touchdown lead, then a 2-touchdown lead, and then you wind up winning the game by 38 points.
And that's what the bigger teams do to these teams, honestly. I mean,
the whole purpose is let's not, especially this late in the season, don't get hurt, don't get injured. We got last game of the season, then conference championship, and then who knows after that. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think it was a well-orchestrated plan. So what we're going to do here, folks, is we're going to take a brief pause for the cause, and then we will be right back with more This Week in UGA Football. Do not go far, folks. We'll see you in just a bit. And there we are. We're back. I gotta figure out a way to trim all that off the back end. It's just like 3 to 5 seconds of white screen and the microphone. For those of you that don't know how this whole thing works, we got new videos and stuff set up, and we actually manually click a button to run one of the videos or whatever. And this particular video has like 5 whole seconds of just white screen. And while your ads are playing or your video is playing, our microphones are automatically muted by the software. So I'm just sitting there waiting for the moment to come back in, and I don't want to get caught like, a piece of chicken or something in my mouth, and then it's like, hey guys, we're back. So we just kind of sit here and wait awkwardly until the screen pops back.
Well, a lot of the folks may be wondering why I'm vertical instead of horizontal right here. So I've been I've been using Brady's I guess it was a laptop I originally got for my son Brady, but he wanted my other laptop because it was bigger and the screen was bigger, whatever. But I've been using this one. He's been using this one as well, with his roadblocks and all that kind of stuff. So I set it up for tonight, and it looks like I don't know what he had downloaded or something. I don't know what he did. I don't even know if he did it. Maybe it was a laptop, just a piece of junk. But anyway, turn the laptop on, screen goes off, and I was on the line with fingers. I was like, all right, we got to push it back. Like, I can't get this laptop working. So I'm on my phone, and luckily I got the flip that can, like a tripod here, so I'm kind of this way instead of that way. So makes it look similar.
Yeah, it looks almost about the same. The screen is normally a little wider when you got your regular camera, but we're working with it.
Yeah.
Oh man. So SEC championship bound. That was not on my bingo card. I expected us to win, but I did not expect that at the end of the night we, be getting a confirmation from Greg Sankey. Hey, you guys, come on down. You're next up on. You're next up.
We definitely
So,
backed into it. We backed into it, and we had help. I mean, we didn't expect it. You know what I mean? It's like, didn't expect Ole Miss to get done to them what they got done,
no,
and then
no. A&M. I think of the teams that lost, A&M was the one that I thought was shakiest. You couldn't have told me Oklahoma.
no,
Like
no,
for you was
no.
that one. For me was Oklahoma. I mean, people here, the Sooners have been so not good that 3 or 4 weeks ago, they literally started putting more emphasis on the basketball broadcast on Saturdays because there was no. It's like we're gonna lose anyway, and I'm not trying to dog. This is Oklahoma Sooners is one of the traditional powerhouses in college football for decades here,
Right.
and it's just didn't see it happening. So.
But I mean, it's just a testament to. I mean, I know we sound like a broken record, but it's a testament to what can happen in the SEC. Like, I mean, it's something that you don't expect to happen, jump up and happen.
It's also one of the reasons, like I said, why the divisions might come back.
Where they come
I mean, there is some talk that the divisions may come back
because they don't like it. I mean, like, what are you hearing? I mean, any reasons, or are you just saying? Because what happened this week, this year?
Let's look at it from the standpoint of a business person who's looking to make money. Because let's be honest, that's what college football is. College football,
it's a business.
It's a business. It was a sport. It was a sport first and a business second. Now it is a multi-billion-dollar business.
Full-fledged, yeah.
That just happened to have some sports thrown in. And only just now in the last few years have the players started to be able to legally, without fear of repercussion or suspension, get their own cuts over the top of the table, as opposed to, meeting a recruiter at the drive-through window because he paid his way to go work in the window that day. And here comes Reggie. Yeah, here's your Big Mac number 3. I didn't order a Big Mac. Take the Big Mac. The man just got his trophy back. Just got his trophy back after all these years. Don't ask me why I said Reggie. What's funny is I was thinking about Bad Boys, and then when you started laughing, I was like, "Dad, that's a dig at Reggie Bush. That's a dig at Reggie." Hey Reggie, if you ever happen to catch this podcast, my bad, bro. It's all in love. Although, if you ever do play again, please make sure you watch your peripheral if you're getting a pass out in the flat. Okay, just saying.
Yeah, watch them peripherals.
Yeah, so much. But I'm excited at the fact that the Dogs have this opportunity. It's another bullet comment on the resume. This one may have an asterisk by it just because of the fact that it wasn't necessarily earned so much as it was that all the people. It's like, hey, I got a cancellation. You want to get your haircut now? Sure.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, but channel number 2 be ready in a minute.
Who knows? Sorry. Oh my God.
Cups on the table, my guy. I almost ruined everything. This
Rack my down. Go ahead.
That's their one. So, man, let's see. What do we got? So let's throw some scenarios out here. Who would, given the potential 3 that we might face between Texas A&M, and potentially maybe Tennessee, If you could just pick
Pick
one of
one.
those three, which one of those three would you most likely like to face and why?
Uh, I don't know, man. I would not Tennessee. I mean, we haven't played at A&M though, but I would say rematch Texas. I'd say rematch Texas.
What, Texas? The
Yeah,
rematch?
rematch.
You think it'll be another barn burner, or would you rather see?
Well, above all else, I would
Yeah.
want to shut some people up. You know what I'm saying? Then they run the SEC, even though that kind of, if they want to run the SEC, they run the SEC. I mean, they play the SEC championship. I would rather play them. Um, just, I mean, with you were hurt though. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would play Texas. I would want to play Texas if I had my wish. We've already played Tennessee. We have not played A&M. I mean, I would kind of like to play A&M, but my choice is Texas. Who do you got?
I would say A&M for the reason that you just mentioned. It's a team we have not played yet. Not that I don't think Georgia could not handle either Texas or Tennessee again. The rematch has a little touch of cliche to it. I mean, we already beat Texas, and if we beat Texas again, it's like, well, we already knew you were good enough to beat Texas. If we play Texas and they beat us, then the naysayers would be like, well, see, we told you guys were a fraud. We told you guys were a fraud. We knew you shouldn't have been in there in the first place. I would like to face a team that we haven't played yet and square up.
I kind of agree with that. But then again, that throws a wrench in there, right? I mean, well, not necessarily, because if we were to play Texas and we would have to lose, we'll be 1-1, right? So, I mean, it would be kind of where we would go to the 12 team, where we would be in the playoff, like where that.
Oh, I don't know if we lose. Honestly, I'm just gonna tell you, if we lose in the SEC championship, I think we're done. We'd be a 3-loss. We would be a 3-loss team. We would be a 3-loss team, and even though our losses would be to ranked teams, the Texas thing would be a wash. They would just look at it as, oh, well, they got their third loss, even though they lost. All three of their losses were to teams that were at the time ranked in the top 10. Yeah. Plus that, I think if you lose, if they're trying to make it as much like the pros as possible, it makes sense that if you lose in the conference championship, you don't play. I mean, if because
But that's not the conference championship. The conference championship is not on in the list now for the. It's not what do you want to call it? Not a tiebreaker, but it's not involved like it has been.
I don't know. Well, yeah, it does, because the winners of the conference championship get a move on to the next round of the bracket.
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, it's not it's not part of the what do you want to call it? They don't have outlines, obviously. I mean, it's a strict schedule, and then
so are you saying that the conference championships don't have any bearing on whether or not you still make the 12 team or not?
Right, exactly. They got rid of that they got rid of this year because of the simple fact of what happened last year.
I see.
I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure I'm right that they got rid of the that being something that is discussed in the playoff.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll see that, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows?
Well, that's another wrench thrown in there. So when this 12 team playoff came out, I know it was going to make some people happy, and I know it was going to make some people unhappy, because it was going to throw in some scenarios that would be, oh God, I've gone cross-eyed, that kind of stuff. Kind of like basketball, you play the mountain, east, west, south, and this guy go over here playing the southwest, that just, all these teams play each other.
Yeah.
The 2 teams, 3 teams, whatever. So.
Well, I guess we'll both find out together then, brother. Well, listen here, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much gonna do it. Wait, I forgot. Oh my God! See how bad off I am.
Wow.
See, I put up on the screen and then I'm jumping the gun. Let me go ahead and close this thing out. You know, we try and do a little something at the end of every episode, whether it's funny, whether it's sad, whether it's poignant, whether it's sports related or not. We just give our 2 cents on things. Normally around this time of year, we do something where we give thanks, where we talk about Thanksgiving and what family means to us and stuff like that. I think we're just going to leave this one open forum like we have been, because I mean, it's easy. It's easy on the Monday before Thanksgiving to say, be thankful for what you have. A lot of people don't have, and we should maybe be kinder to our fellow man and blah, blah, platitude. So, Colin, I'm going to hand the floor to you, man, because I'm drawing a total blank right now.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to let you go ahead and kick off our final thoughts.
Even though it is a cliche, this Thanksgiving, be thankful, be mindful. Like you had talked before, Finger said, if you have family, be thankful that you have family to hang out with on Thanksgiving. Most, some people don't have that luxury. And, be that as a man, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but the whole thing going on with the political stuff, I wish everybody could just leave it alone for Thanksgiving and family and that kind of stuff. Just different thoughts and different ideas and different opinions. But teach his own, but really, 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 family is an important thing. We always talk about, tell people how you feel when you can, because you might not be able to do it the next day, and you're not promised tomorrow. So,
Very true.
I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving, a good nap, watch some football, and good fellowship with friends, family, or whoever you're spending it with. Like I said, you don't have to spend Thanksgiving with family. I mean, you spend it with your friends, and be lucky you have those people in your life. That's all I got. I'm glad I got you in my life, Fingers. Even though we ain't gonna be spending Thanksgiving together. Thankful for you, brother.
The feeling is mutual, my friend. The feeling is mutual. Mine, I am going in a totally different direction. Since he's giving me the wheel, I'm about to do about a 90-degree hard left. Take time for you. Take time for you and make sure you take care of you. I'm sitting here right now very tired. Very, very tired. And part of the reason that I am very, very tired is that there are a lot of things that I do during the run of a day. It's not just get up and go to work. It's not just the podcasting. It's, things going on here at the house that need taken care of, things outside of the house that need taken care of. I do this. Even though we don't get paid, I view this as something that I have obligated myself to do. It's not, oh God, that wound up coming out sounding wrong. This is an idea that a friend of mine gave to me, and we brought in my friend here, the Colin P from the DMV. And he said, you guys both love Georgia football, so let's talk about it. So I view this as something that I have to do. Something that I have to do. Like, we've obligated ourselves to this. We said every football season we're going to come on here and we're going to give you guys our takes on the Georgia games and what's going on in the conference, and if we've got a little time, what's going on around the rest of the football world, the college football world. And so here we are. We're here every Monday, and I'm wiped. The short version of that long whatever that was I just did is that I am wiped out. And when I get done here, I'm gonna finish eating my dinner. I'm gonna take a shower and I'm gonna get in my bed and I'm gonna get a good night's sleep. The reason I say that is because so many of us will stay up till 11, 12, 1 o'clock. One more reel, one more Facebook post, one more Instagram, one more game of do people even still play Words with Friends? Wordle, or whatever, Fruit Ninja, or Angry Birds, or whatever it is. Like, just one more of this and one more of that. Oh, one more episode of something on Netflix. Get in the bed and get yourself some rest, because that's one of the best things you can do for your body. Drink yourself some water before you go to bed, says the man holding the Coca-Cola can. Drink yourself some water before you go to bed. Get in the bed and get yourself a good night's rest, and you'd be surprised how much more clear-headed you are in the morning. Now, because I'm older, I don't always have that energy, but I definitely need my head to be clear while I'm at work. So that's it. That's all I got. Get yourself some more sleep. That's today's thing of the day for me. My final thought for the day. Now we can move on. Now.
Agreed. Go to bed.
Love coming on here. I can't believe that the regular season will be over in just a few short days. The regular season will be over. It's almost time for the playoffs.
And not to mention the year, man. Not to mention the year. The year's almost over. So I mean, like it's
that too. Pretty much when school and football start, it's a sprint.
Crazy.
It's a sprint to the finish. But we appreciate you all for tuning in. Whether you're watching us live right now or you're watching the replay, we appreciate you being here. And that's the thing that counts. So we're gonna get out of here for now. We'll be back next Monday. I started to say there'll be no show next Monday, but the holiday's on a Thursday. That just goes to show you where my brain is right now.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So we'll be back on Monday. You all have a marvelous Thanksgiving. Of course, we'll have commentary during the weekend and the games and things like that. But until then, you guys be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Enjoy your holiday. Don't eat too much. Feel free to reach out and hit us up with your thoughts on some of the games that are going on because we love a good discussion. And until then, we'll see you next time. Go Dawgs.
Happy Thanksgiving. Go Dawgs.